What's about... Oh, hold on a second. Wait. Turn it down. No, just turn it down just a little bit. Okay, wait. All right, there we go. What's up, all you thrash metal loving dudes and dudettes? Toys here, and I'm back yet again to give you guys another fresh look. And today it comes courtesy of my friends over at NECA Toys. This is their brand new SOD Stormtroopers of Death 8-inch fully clothed action figure, Sergeant D. And if you're not familiar with Stormtroopers of Death, they're a 1980s punk / metal band, two genres mashed together to explode your earballs. And this particular character, Sergeant D, which got the plastic treatment from NECA, is based on a character that's based on one of their albums, Speak English or Die. And it's just basically a decrepit kind of skeleton man that's like an army guy. So it's pretty cool. And if you were around in the 1980s and you listened to Headbangers Ball, then you definitely heard SOD's music. Dang. Anyways, also, fun fact, Scott Ian from Anthrax was also part of the band at one point, and he got the NECA Toys treatment as well. So NECA is really branching out, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, especially music figures, and I like that this is based off a sketch. Like, that's really cool. And then they put them in plastic form, and I think they absolutely nailed it. So that is really cool. On the back of the box, a bit of a G.I. Joe sort of narration going on. Very cool to see that. If you want to go ahead and screen grab this, I like the photo right there especially. I'll get to this in just a second. Multiple angles of this guy makes him look all sinister and everything else. But here's the bio for the figure. And again, on the other side, you get a nice look at the toy. And then here's the barcode and everyone involved with the figure. Always very cool to see that. This guy should be showing up in stores probably in the next week or two. You know, wherever you buy your NECAs, you should be able to get them. So very excited to check this guy out. I love this. Anyways, sit back, relax, thrash yourself a nice cup of coffee. This is the brand new NECA Toys 8-inch fully clothed action figure, Sergeant D from Stormtroopers of Death. And here's the Sergeant all out of the packaging. And if you're not too familiar with the more 8-inch fully clothed action figures that they do, it's all cloth goods around a plastic action figure body. So this guy does not disappoint. I like how tattered. It's not too tattered, but it's just tattered enough. They did a great job with that. He comes with two accessories. He comes with his rifle and he comes with his helmet. Helmet's painted nice, not so much on the rifle, but we'll talk about it just in a second. But it's the face on Sergeant D that I think they really nailed it. Again, being from a sketch, that's really cool to see. And all the way down to his forearms, to his hands, he's got that really cool rotten flesh zombie look to him. Really nicely sewed cloth goods as well. And I love the belt. It's, you know, you can take it off, remove it if you like. But he's got all kinds of patches sewn on him, all kinds of things like that. And it works with this figure. And he holds his accessories really nicely. You can sling it over his front, his back. You put his helmet on. The helmet stays really, really tight, really good. And it just kind of looks like if you left an old G.I. Joe out for about 6 years, well, then you get old Sergeant D. And I like that. I think that's like an intentional thing. It's like G.I. Joe, but now he's just dead and gone. But he's got a stogie in his mouth. He's got a puff of smoke coming off. He's got the anarchy symbol. They went to town on this. He's got really cool hands. You know, they're all rotten and painted nicely. It's just very cool on his chest. He's got knot. He's got Sergeant D right there. And again, because he has one trigger finger hand, the gun nestles really nice in there. Nice and snug, doesn't go anywhere, holds it well. On the gun itself, I do wish it had a little bit more paint. It's just kind of black plastic, so it would have been nice. Some extra hands would have been good too. I think you could have had a lot of fun with him, and some overall more weapons. I know that this is probably the basics for, let's say, Sergeant D, and it works, but I would love to load this guy up on weapons. I'm trying to figure out my weapons drawer to see kind of what he would entail, what else he can hold. But in terms of the articulation, you can move his head back and forth. It goes up a little bit and it goes down a little bit. But if you can see right here, you do have some paint on the face and it goes kind of down just to about mid-chest. You know, they kind of do it. The paint doesn't exactly match up, especially with the texturing going on in the face. It's not a big deal. He still looks all gaunt and gray and everything else. But it's just something, there's, you know, on the body itself, they've tooled it to where the hands, the forearms, and things like that. In terms of holding his gun, he does it well, and he holds it actually really well. It's kind of a, you know, you got to pry it from his cold, dead hands, that's for sure. But again, I would have liked to have seen some gunmetal brushing, something like that, on the weapon itself, but it doesn't take away from the fact. Again, awesome belt on him, not too much tatters, just the perfect amount. Love everything that they got going on in his pants. The clothes fit him very nicely. The wrists are a little bit loose, but as you can see, it goes up to about his forearm. That's where the sculpting sort of stops and he becomes like a regular body again. So they've kind of added pieces. He has a waist twist. He does not have an ab crunch. You can get his arms up to a certain degree, but the clothes will kind of, take away from the articulation in that sense. But he's got single jointed elbows. The wrists will go back up, things like that. Legs, single jointed knees. And then he's got really nicely sculpted boots. They're not going to go side to side. There's no ankle, but it'll go up and down. And again, it's basically like a black skin, sort of body, and it goes into the boots. So it doesn't really have any of that skeletal. In terms of the helmet, again, it'll fit really nicely, and it's nicely painted. So minimal articulation in the sense of like it's not crazy articulated, but it just does enough where it looks awesome. And when you pair him up, so he's in the 8-inch scale. You got the other NECA Toys. You got the 7-inch for Aliens. You got the more 7-inch style for the Ninja Turtles. So he is a large, tall figure, but he's a big, tall G.I. Joe skeleton, man. And I got to say, with the Golden Girls, you match them up nice. You get a lot of great photos, down in Florida. Maybe they're all hanging out together. You know what I mean? So, again, with these cloth figures, you can take a lot of great photos. You know what? Maybe you're going to have cheesecake or something like that. Or, maybe Sergeant D, he just wants the cheesecake all to himself. Who knows? But again, so I'll say this. I recommend this figure if you are a SOD fan, if you like Army stuff, if you like a good old Father's Day present coming up, you know what I mean? That's coming up sometime in June, so maybe get Dad a good old gift. I think he would definitely enjoy this. I love the cigar in his mouth. I like the puff of smoke. I would have liked to have seen more weapons with this guy, maybe a little bit more paint detail on the actual rifle that he comes with, but he holds everything well. He looks good. He's stylish. The clothes fit him. I think he's going to look great on your desk, in your glass case with your other horror figures, whatever you like. Or if you got a bunch of music toys, hey, you know what? It's going to go fantastic as well. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk everything Stormtroopers of Death or Sergeant D, what have you. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food. But most importantly, remember, he'll make you wish that you didn't exist because Sergeant D is coming and you're on his list. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.